Hey YouTube, Tom Houston with Tom Houston Photography here. I'm sorry for the large delay between my videos. I was traveling around Southeast Asia and had very poor internet connection, if any, usually when I was traveling. So didn't really post or update much. I did get some of my photos up when I did get internet, however. So you can check those out on my website, which I'll put a link around here. Um, It was an amazing 7 weeks. I traveled around Malaysia, traveled a little bit in Cambodia, and traveled to Singapore. And it was an amazing time. And I will start off with my first location that I went to in Malaysia, and the place was called Langkawi. It was an island off the west coast of Malaysia near Thailand, and it was a stunning island. Very, very great place for landscape photography as well as other types of photography. However, I was only traveling with my D600 and the 16 to 35 millimeter lens, so wasn't really doing much people or wildlife photography there because I didn't really have the gear to. So the places I went that I would highly recommend going to in Langkawi would be the cable car, which is a cable car that goes up from the Oriental Village, something like that, up to a mountain, and you get dropped off at the top of a mountain on a lookout, and it's actually a amazing lookout. You can see all of the islands in the area. It's a volcanic area, so they are archipelago islands, and it's kind of like Costa Rica meets Hawaii. Very lovely spot, so you can see breathtaking views and do all your panoramas you could want on that lookout. And then when you come back down from the cable car, you can hike upstairs to a place called the Seven Wells, which is a waterfall rapids area. Very, very nice photos there as well, and you can go swimming if you so choose. At the top of the waterfalls, there is a path to go trekking through the jungle. I did that hike and hiked up the mountain, and it was a amazing experience. There wasn't any good lookout at the top, however, it was just in jungle, but it was an amazing experience. And if you are careful and you do have a longer lens than a 16 to 35, you could probably get some shots of pretty cool wildlife. I did see lizards and butterflies and monkeys. There's lots of monkeys around there to take pictures of. Another cool place to see, or places to see in Langkawi, are the private islands. So you can get a boat ride from Langkawi to one of the other 98 islands that make up the chain. You can get dropped off at a private beach for like 5 hours, and it is amazingly clear water. I will put up photos as I go through. Amazingly clear waters, and the water was about 28 degrees Celsius, so very warm, very amazing. It's a tropical getaway for sure. Another interesting place to see, if you're more of a wildlife photographer, is the mangroves they have in the northeast corner of the island. There you can feed monkeys and take pictures of eagles, and stuff like that. Very interesting tours you can go do. And then while you're staying on Langkawi, the best place to stay is on the west side of the island, in or around Chenang Beach. And I stayed at the smaller beach directly below Chenang Beach, and it was like a 2 minute walk up to Chenang Beach, really nothing crazy. And from that beach, it's called Tenanga, you can take amazing sunsets, amazing sunset photos. So I will post some of those as well. And I will also post some of the time-lapse photography I did of the sunsets there, which was amazing. I love that feature on the D600. If you don't love landscape photography and want to go there, there's still lots of wildlife you can do. You can take pictures of monkeys, lizards, birds, you name it. And you can also do people photography there. You can do street photography. It's not as nice of a place to do like street photography as in the major cities in Malaysia. However, you could still do it if you wanted to. But it is a great island. I loved it a lot. However, the one thing I would keep in mind going to Langkawi is that in Malaysia there was a lot of disrepair sometimes of things. Things weren't really well maintained. So a lot of the things I recommended there were places I know that probably won't fall apart. They'll probably keep the cable car going. However, there's a lot of places in Langkawi especially that haven't been maintained very well. So there is a place called the Sky Bridge, which is a bridge across two mountain peaks up by the cable car. However, it is closed due to maintenance because they didn't maintain it and now they have to do a lot of repairs to it. Um, but that's okay because the Sky Bridge is actually not as high up as the lookouts were. So to go to the lookouts, you actually probably will get better photos and a better view than if you went to the Sky Bridge. However, the Sky Bridge is still kind of cool, but it was closed when I got there, and it had been closed for months. I would definitely bring a lot of sunscreen if you go to Langkawi. When I was there, there was like a UV index of 14, and the first time I went, I probably got the worst sunburn I've ever gotten. So be careful because the sun does cook. And a couple other random non-photography tips is the island is duty free. So the prices compared to the Canadian dollar in Langkawi are fairly cheap. And then on top of that, it is duty free. So you can find some very cheap things in Langkawi. And my favorite place to go to while I was there was called the Babylon. It is a bar on the northern end of Chenang Beach. And it was a great place at night if you just wanted to relax and have a beer or two and meet a whole bunch of travelers. Mostly European because Western Thailand and Langkawi are frequented by Europeans due to that is the closest tropical getaway they have. So you can meet a lot of very nice Europeans in Langkawi. And that is all for Langkawi. I will put up some photos after this of all those places I just talked about. I highly recommend going to Langkawi, and I would definitely go back sometime. So I will end it there, and then I will keep making videos of all the places I saw and went to and took pictures of during my 7 weeks. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you get to Langkawi sometime. Cheers.